Rashad, I would love to highlight, because you put it out publicly, so I think it's okay for me to mention this. But you basically have been building businesses for a lot of years. We had you on the Money Motivation podcast run where we did that, and had you on the Mob Mix, the Money Over Business Mix that we did with Money Motivation, one of our longtime sponsors. And on there, we had the very guy, Terry, saying, hey, it's not every day that we talk to someone, in a sense, who's made 8 figures, which you've been able to do. But above and beyond that, you hadn't done this at that time. You just won this huge $20 million contract, which, if you've ever heard Sheena on the show before, she says, hey, that just means you got $26 million of work to do, or whatever. But I wanted to highlight that just so people, as much as they may love your mindset, I want to kind of, if you will, validate so that they understand this is not coming from someone who's just philosophizing out here. You've actually done it. You're doing it. And you always talk about without ego. That's how you were able to scale when Terry asked you that. So if you could just highlight some of what you've done, just so, because you kind of got brought in the middle of the show. I did all that for Michael in the beginning. So if you could just, mention that contract and the team that you put together of people that I saw mostly look like you, again, highlighting, we do this, son. We do this.
Yeah, we do this. We do this. Yeah. Okay. Well, sure. I'm never good at this. I bounce through this stuff really quickly, but.
Yeah, you keep it quick, because I know that's not your style. I just wanted to put it on the table, because, and the more thing I'm more focused on, which I know you can speak to easier, is your team. That'll make it easier for you. Not about you, because I know you're never good at that. So just the fact that because you definitely get to that point, and you're hot at the point, man. But all you ever do is say, hey, this team helped me do this. So if you could just highlight that,
absolutely,
a bunch of black people were able to do this. Our community to hear those stories. That's why you put it out.
Absolutely. So some years ago, I remember personally dealing with what I would say my own professional struggles and traumas, if you will, of walking in the room, and it really didn't matter what I had on. I was not seen as the expert or the person that was most professional. And so I took that with me as I was getting, rounding into starting up businesses and partnering with others. And it was that, I had a bit of a chip on my shoulder where I wanted to show the world that there are plenty of us who are absolutely talented and have the capacity to win at very high levels in anything. We don't lack intelligence. We don't, I would say that we lack opportunity, but we have opportunities oftentimes and let ourselves talk ourselves out of it. But ultimately, I was able to partner with a gentleman. We started a company about a decade ago. Visual Connections, we pushed that to about, together we pushed that to about 40, just under $50 million. And then, we sold out of that in a way. And then I, did it again. I started another company, Epigen, with another partner of mine, Terry Rice. And it's the same sort of thing. We both have a commitment. By the way, Terry Rice is white. But we both have a commitment to ensuring that we have a space where it's comfortable for all of us. And, we are well represented demographically in certain directions. We're probably about 70% women, 90% African American, give or take. A lot of veterans. I think we're about 40, 50% veteran. And again, we've been successful. We built that company to, we're in the $25 million range now. I have another company, Agency 641, which is a digital storytelling company. In our first 2 years, we're above $1 million. We're figuring it out, but I fully expect in the next 2 years that we'll grow that. And I have another business. It's called Beautiful Brains out of Buffalo, New York, and we're above $5 million in 2 years. And the thing is, the point I'm driving at, and I don't want to just keep this going, but the point I'm driving at is that I do that with a bunch of different partners and a bunch of different people who are all committed to the dream. And all of us put our egos aside and we show up and play every day. And what that's done for me from a lifestyle perspective is it's allowed me to live anywhere I want in the world. Sure, I did not prioritize buying a lot of cars and a lot of trinkets early on. But, I'm happy to say I do have very nice places in multiple places of the world and the freedom to be able to live and work and breathe and win from anywhere. And that has everything to do with delaying gratification early and leaning on the people around us with no ego and fighting to the end till we got something and we got into our own group so we can play this game like anybody else.
And you was able to do it without a wicked jump shot, so that's even better, man.
It's fact. But I do got good footwork. Don't hate on that post move. I got a decent baby hook.
I love it. You know, these stories matter, man. And I got to go to another break, Michael. I know you want to jump in. We're going to close. You know, we got one more segment. We're going to make the most of it. Can black people take advantage of the White House recession? You just heard a black man who's taking full advantage. The thing I hear about, again, that diversity within your company, just to highlight this, because and I was telling Michael, I just talked to Mark Hollywood, you know, kind of one of y'all mentors, if you will. I just talked to him yesterday, and one thing that I said to him yesterday that I know will hit home on what you just talked about when you were saying, hey, that first company I was able to do with Terry Rice, you know, or whatever that was this. I was like, unfortunately, for as much as we love MLK in this country, people rarely read the last book where he talked about strategic alliances. It's the last book. It's that Martin that if we understood, we would have more Rashad Howard. So thank you.